And so Joseph is studying, apparently.
This guy.
I miss Joseph, though.
And we're live.
What is going on, everybody? Hey. Looking up some things here on the interwebs. Study GRC. Where is it?
I'll take the place of Joseph. And who was the professor?
Christopher Whitlock is supposed to be on tonight.
Oh, where's that guy?
He has not responded, so I hope he's sleeping in, or I hope everything's okay, because he seemed like he was excited to be on.
We're live on Security Plus. We are live on DJ BSEC on Twitch and on YouTube.
Boom.
Everywhere.
Boom. Let's go. What is going on, everybody? It's about 5 o'clock my time, which means if you're on the East Coast, it's 7 o'clock for you. Welcome to Slay Security Plus. I am your host, Jesse J, aka the Cosmic Cowboy, and I'm joined tonight with DJ BSEC and potentially Chris Whitlock from Study GRC. We're going to kind of get right into things because we're doing some PBQs tonight, and I'm glad that DJ BSEC is here to join us with some of the technical aspects and some thoughts as we go into this. I'm joined in chat tonight by Capadantic, Laura Flores, ZMF, and many more are going to jump in and say what's going on. If this is your first time at Slay Security Plus, let us know it's your first time. Real quick, what do? We're a community-driven initiative with the sole focus of helping you pass your Security Plus exam the first time using our stuff and top-tier industry standard testing stuff for free. Live, free study sessions in an engaging environment. There is a method to our madness to how we prepare and study, and there should be a couple links that are here. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to pay some bills because that's what we do here at Slay Security Plus. Slay Security Plus is sponsored in part by the fine folks at simplycyber.io.
Are you feeling lost in the vast world of cybersecurity, overwhelmed by technical jargon and confusing career paths? You're not alone. That's why I built Simply Cyber. Hi, I'm Dr. Gerald Ozier. Come join Simply Cyber, your supportive and inclusive community for navigating the exciting world of cyber. There's so much to take advantage of. Master the skills you need with Simply Cyber Academy, offering in-depth courses aligned with the GRC analyst role. Never feel isolated. Connect with fellow cyber enthusiasts and professionals in our thriving Discord server. Ask questions, get feedback, share your journey. Check out the Simply Cyber YouTube channel, delivering insightful interviews. What are your thoughts around, web app pen testing as entry level? And I included bug bounty here because that's very accessible to everybody. Practical skill demos and daily cyber threat briefs, all hosted by industry experts. There's so much more to discover. Are you ready to join the community and empower your future? Visit simplycyber.io/socials for all the links and start your cyber adventure today.
Woo! Let's go. A little bit of housekeeping here. I'm going to open this window here over to my left. This is probably created for mobile. I'd like to give a shout out to Chris Whitlock from Study GRC. He's kind of coming alongside Slay Security Plus. We're working through some scheduling, some branding, just to kind of keep it all the same. But he's taken ownership of creating us like a little bit of a web space so we can have a one and done place to send people. So head over to, it's still in the works, but it is live. slaysec.plus link is getting dropped in chat. And this is where you're going to find us. At least for now, this is where it's at. We're going to have, at some point, hopefully, live quizzes every day that you can come check out. We're utilizing AI to the fullest, which has been super exciting and fun to do that. Really to get that going for this. What else? What else do we got? What do you got, BSEC? What do you got cooking? How was your week? I'm going to catch up on chat.
Yeah, it's been busy. I do have got a new cutover tomorrow. So we're going to be switching IP address schemes for one of our sites, so that'll be a big overhaul. But other than that, just keep on rolling.
Rolling. I got Angie Yarbrough in chat. What's going on, Angie? Brianna T, welcome to the party, pal. Let's go. Bryant Peak. I feel like I've seen that somewhere before. LOL. Potentially, maybe you have seen it before. All right, we paid the bills. We got the new website up. Tonight we're using a combination of CompTIA, official CompTIA study materials here. Let's change the view so we can all be together and have some fun. We'll be using a combination of CompTIA official study materials. Tonight we'll be using the PBQs out of the official CompTIA stuff to walk you all through what they look like. That is one of the things I hear over and over again is I'm pretty good on the multiple choice stuff. I feel good on the pop the bubble stuff. I haven't done a PBQ yet, or I've watched, the people on YouTube but sometimes the formatting isn't right, or I can't see all the options, or they fly through the answers. So we're going to do PBQs. We're going to keep this. This is the 601 PBQs, but they're not much different. There's a few people on Reddit that are using 601 material that's out there and passing the 701 just fine. I don't necessarily recommend that, but if it works for you, it works. Now, when it was between 601 and 501, that was like 50 to 75% different. So that was near impossible. But with the 701 and 601, there's some tweaks, but you can probably get away with it. All right. And then we're also going to be using tonight for our practice exam, for our practice questions, we'll be using everything from Professor Messer's study bundle. I purchased this bundle. I'm not sponsored by Professor Messer. I found when I was studying that his stuff was the best. It can be a little dry. You might want to put it on 2x speed. But he really is the name in the game when it comes to your Security Plus certification preparation. It was a huge influence, along with Dax Acton, who was here in chat, on how we became Slay Security Plus. $30, $50 gets you the practice exams, and it gets you the notes. He's got his free training course for Security Plus 701. Absolutely free, no paywall. When you click on a video, sometimes the advertisement does pop up. You just click the close, and it goes away. But there are no paywalls, and it has every single video for the course. It's free. He does a free 24/7 Security Plus chat, free Security Plus study groups, which he's stepping it up. Love to see it. And he also has his study bundles, which is awesome. So highly recommend that if you do want to invest in yourself, check out professormesser.com and get certified through him. Got Dax Acton in chat. I see Space Tacos. What's going on, Space Tacos? I'm still waiting on a few things, but you do have a gift coming in the mail. I just can't talk about it because, well, you probably already know at this point. Let's see, what else do we got?
We got a broke hacker in there.
We got a broke hacker. What's going on, broke hacker? I feel that.
Must be maybe broke hacker is from Lockbit.
Okay.
You know, since they got shut down.
He's like, can I think I'm gonna switch teams. I'm gonna jump boats.
Yeah, now I'm gonna be on the good side.
Right? Hacking is really fun. What's going on, Jonathan? Hey. Yeah, singing some Simple Minds. I hear that. Hey, let's roll. Okay. Paid the bills. We showed off the website. I can't think of anything. Housekeeping. DJ Bisek has introduced himself. If this is your first time here, welcome. We're going to get to studying in just a second. DJ Bisek, longtime IT professional, IT security professional, sysadmin, moving into a GRC management, leadership within a company type role. He's already been doing it, but just plugging and chugging along with his company. He's going to join us tonight. Let's get right into it. The firewall. I hear this over and over again that I either did or didn't get the firewall. Let's do a firewall PBQ. All right, let's get right into it. Let's do it. So this is similar-ish to one of the firewall questions you may or may not see on your Security Plus exam. Typically, they look just like this. You can think of a PBQ as a glorified multiple choice, really. But at the end of the day, they're kind of trying to see, can you navigate the click, point downs? It's kind of like doing the work, right? We're configuring, quote unquote, a firewall. Here's our scenario. Let's see if I can make this any bigger tonight.
Look at it.
So,
looks like we got an ACL.
Yeah. One of your responsibilities as a network administrator is the maintenance of protective network devices between network segments. You realize that the firewall that protects the web servers in the demilitarized zone, or DMZ, has been unintentionally misconfigured. And hackers out there, a lot of us know that sometimes hacking isn't elite exploits or 0 days. It's just taking advantage of those misconfigurations, right?
Human error.
Human error. You need to fix the firewall rules to minimize the impact for service for the organization's customers that rely on the website for information. So that can already tell you that we're probably thinking port 80, 443, 8080, something like that when I hear web server, as well as protect web servers from any attackers that might notice the misconfiguration. To that end, you need to perform the following. Pretty straightforward. Allow web traffic and domain name resolution, or DNS, to 198.134.5.6. Disallow all traffic from 208. Here's the IP address here. You can see on the screen. And then ensure there is an implicit deny on the firewall rules. And remember that implicit deny rule means that it blocks everything unless it is specified to not block everything, right? Unless we've told it otherwise.
Yeah, allow any.
Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to configure this And you get about a minute per question on Security Plus. Remember, it can be up to 90 questions. I know, who was I talking with? Chris Whitlock. He actually got 6 PBQs. I only got 4. So we recommend, a lot of people recommend getting through the multiple choice first and coming back for the PBQs. Let's roll.
All right, let's knock this one out. This will be a walk in the park.
Okay. Let's make sure. Can we see the options?
Yeah.
Nope. Can you see them? No,
I
we need
don't
to
see
change.
anything.
So I'm going to remove this really quick. Bear with me, folks. Remove source. Share screen. Entire screen. Here we go. I think this fixes the drop-down error. Yep.
There you go.
Okay. Let's roll. You can tag and come back to questions in this exam. Yes, that is absolutely correct. So this is not on some of the other exams where you can't go back and do that. I think ISC2, you can't go back. We'll look at a practice test from Security Plus, the 701, tonight. If you guys are interested, they have a free practice one you can look at, and it really is good because you can see that pain of flagging for later and coming back to it. All right, we have 198. This is the destination. The destination port. Allow web traffic and DNS resolution, or domain name service, to this. And this is our destination.
What port are we putting in here? For the love of God. Come
It's
on.
already partly configured for us, because if we see, so we can use deductive reasoning here. Security Plus Slayers, CompTIA is going to assume that you already know what some of these ports are. So it is important that you study and know this stuff. We know that 53 is DNS, so that's already kind of been done for you, UDP. And then the action is we're going to permit, right? BSEC?
So let's go in order.
All right.
Because that's how this actually goes, right? So
Let's
an
do it.
ACL is top to bottom.
Okay.
So the first one's been done for us, and 8080. So everybody knows, if you don't know, 8080 is usually an administrative port for a web service or web traffic. So it's usually an administrative port. So basically what they're saying is, to this IP address, we're going to allow that port. So this next one, 198.134.5.6. If we look up there, what's it asking? It's saying we need to allow web traffic and we need to allow DNS.
Yep.
So we can see that below 53 is already there. Now, I already have a problem with this. This is supposed to be Security Plus.
And they're giving us an
unsecure
insecure.
port of 80.
Isn't that hilarious?
So this port will never should never be opened because it's an insecure port. It should be 443, but for this, we're going to say 80 is the web traffic, because 80 is web traffic. And they want us to what? They want us to allow it. So we're going to select our action is going to be
Permit.
allow.
Or permit in this case.
On the next one down, it's the same IP address. So we're still working with the same IP address. And now we're saying DNS. And they wanted us to allow or permit DNS. So
Yep.
Jesse's already got that one. And then what are we doing on 208? What's it say? It says
Disallow all
don't
traffic.
allow this. Yeah.
Okay.
So what probably happened is you're seeing bad traffic coming in from this, and you want to make sure that this is not going to do anything to you. So this reads across that anything coming from this IP address, or anything from this IP address, the source port is going to be any port. And hopefully everybody understands the difference between source port versus destination port. When you're actually going out to something, that's the source port. Behind a firewall, you can actually port forward. You can do a lot of other things, but this destination port is going to be any. What we're doing is we're blocking any traffic to any part of this network on any port, and not just TCP protocol or UDP, but both protocols. And deny.
Anything
So
from this. Yep.
That's an explicit deny from that specific IP address.
All right. Did you hear the difference? We're setting on this final one. It's asking for implicit deny. BSEC said explicit deny. What that means is implicit deny just means that, hey, we're just assuming that everything is denied. Explicit deny means that we're specifically saying this specific source explicitly cannot have any traffic, right? Christopher Hanneman says, I need Discord so I can know. I need Discord notifications. I'm sub now, but this is my first time attending. I didn't know it was a separate channel. Oh, from the YouTube or from Jerry's Simply Cyber channel? Yeah, so Slay Security Plus, I started it last year, and we're now on YouTube, but we are a separate channel. Let me know in chat if everybody else had a hard time. Some of the people that are here before, is it hard to find Slay Security Plus?
I almost went live on Jerry's when I came in.
You did?
Because I was logged in at that. And it was like, go live for Jax, go live for Jerry, go live for SC Cafe.
That's funny.
I'm like,
well, Jerry has talked about bringing us on the Simply Cyber channel, so maybe we'll continue those conversations if people are interested and would watch here and then on his channel too. That's something that we could talk about. So, cool. And then this final one. All right, this should be straightforward because it's saying that we want implicit deny on the firewall rules. We know that implicit deny means we ain't letting anything through, right? So any source, the port that's coming from, any. Destination, any. The ports that it wants to go to is any. Protocol, any. We're going to deny, right? Yeah.
Yeah, any protocol. What did it give you under protocol? Yeah, any.
Any.
TCP or UDP
you could,
is fine, but any.
Right. And then something to think about is answer every question. CompTIA does do partial credit. So if you get like half of these right, half of them wrong, you'll get credit for the ones you got right. So make sure you're filling them, every single one of them out.
But guys, we just crushed it. We got every single one right.
Did we?
Yes, we did. Firewall rules are my life, so I can guarantee you we got those right.
Let's go. Can you go to the next one from here? Look at the PBQ. All right, let's go. Let's roll into one here. We're going in. I'm going into this one blind. I have not done this live or before. We're going to do it together. And here's our scenario. Let's roll. As a security consultant for a newly launched information technology company, you have assisted in the security planning process to ensure that best security controls are in place. However, an organization cannot realistically plan for every situation, so processes and procedures need to be fluid and adjusted as security issues arise. With all things considered, the company has asked you to extend your consulting work past the initial planning process to assist with any security issues that arise in the first months of the business, as well to help you secure controls, to help select security controls. Coming in as kind of a management, looks like consultant.
That's an interesting scenario, because that's what a lot of people ask like in the morning, right? Like, if I get a job, where can I go? And this would be what this scenario is like a GRC person coming in to do an audit or give stuff out, and then they're saying, hey, for the next month or two, do you mind hanging around and kind of making sure we got all this right?
Yeah, and in some GRC roles, if you have a technical background, which is really cool, and your company lets you, you can hang out and help the company actually get those controls up and running. Or if you're on the red team side, I've seen GRC roles that in the very bottom say assist with penetration testing, web app pen testing. So they may call you in for the audit, and they say, well, can you actually, you're also a red teamer, would you mind, will your company let you, or can you stick around, can you pen test these controls for us? And you can do that as well.
$500 an hour, I'll knock this thing out for you.
I'll pen test the heck out of it. I'm full on. So if many of you, I've done blue team level 1, the most of the studying for it, didn't take the cert. I probably should, just to have it for the experience of doing the certification. Got Sec Plus right last year. Went real hard for the PNPT, didn't snag it, but I have the PJPT. So in learning for the PNPT, I did a ton of pen testing. I made it all the way to the final stage for a pen testing role with a pretty big company. Didn't get the job due to experience, but they kept me in the hiring for other roles. And so coming out of all that, I was like, you know what? I really enjoy teaching cybersecurity awareness. I used to be a cop, so I really like things being done correctly from a leadership and a business standpoint. I like to view things more as like a organizational level than necessarily clicking ones and zeros. And I started revisiting Dr. Ozier's definitive GRC masterclass. And I'm like, dude, a GRC professional gets to like teach cybersecurity awareness. Yeah, it's a lot of paperwork, but you really get to impact the company in ways that somebody maybe just on the SOC side or the technical side cannot do. And being able to impact cybersecurity at such a large fingerprint, right? Because whether people want to be compliant or not, they have to. They don't want to lose money. You can get that compliance, and then the better of a GRC professional you are, you can help with those controls if you have a technical background and stuff. So,
and with all of that, what you just said is 100% true. Plus, you get to do what? You also get to push what the company's going to do when it comes to security.
And tell you what, talk about some roles that could lead to some money-making roles. I'm not in it for the money. I'm just saying when you're helping protect a business and you're looking at their bottom line from a business standpoint, you're protecting someone's bottom line. They're gonna pay you.
If you protect my bottom, I'll pay you. All right, let's go.
Probably getting yelled at in chat. Come on, why did I come to Slay Security Plus?
Quiet. Let's
go.
Yeah,
they're waiting for us to do the question. IT admin last week did some real damage. We need to add systems that identify malicious activity on our network immediately. Remember, folks, this PBQ was on the 701 free one that they have on their website. So
we need to add systems that identify malicious activity on our network immediately.
So the control,
what's the remediation needed?
What kind of control category do we need? Corrective, course compensating, detective, deterrent, managerial, operational, physical, or preventative?
It did say we need something to identify. I would probably go with detective. Anybody agree?
Oh yeah, and this is the interactive Slay Security Plus. Sometimes we don't have answers in chat. If you've got an idea or suggestion, we're working through these PBQs together. If you just want to watch and learn, feel free to do that too. But if you've got a suggestion or you have questions, drop them in chat. We'll plug in the answers and we'll learn together whether we get them right or wrong.
Say my audio's low. Is it better now?
Yeah, and I turned you up a little bit on my end.
Oh, okay.
What? Edrich Mulder, welcome to the party, pal. Everyone's saying detective in chat. All right, control type remediation. Corrective, compensating, detective, deterrent, managerial, operational, physical, or preventative. Control type. It's not corrective, compensating, detective, or deterrent. We need to add
first
systems.
One preventative detective? No, detective preventative.
That identify malicious activity on our network immediately.
So the control category remediation needed. They want us to detect. They want us to identify.
Oh, here's technical at the bottom. We didn't see that. That's my fault.
Okay, maybe it's technical and then detective.
Is technical? Oh wait, no. It's going to be detective here and technical here.
Technical.
I bet.
Control remediation needed.
What do we think?
Oh, that's the type, and then the remediation needed would be
create an acceptance use policy. Create a permission.
Install IDS.
Yep. Intrusion detection system.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Is that what you do as
Is that what you do as a sysadmin? You look and you go, that looks good. Let's screw it. Let's put it in production.
YOLO.
Put it into production.
And then when it breaks, you're like, oh God, roll back.
Roll back. Push the prod. Our employees are visiting bad, unsecure websites way too often, but we have even stated that they shouldn't. But have we even stated that they shouldn't be doing this yet? And this is from the CEO.
So we did this one like 2 weeks ago or something.
We failed it.
We failed it because we read it wrong.
Correct.
Actually, y'all failed it because you read it wrong. I kept screaming at you.
You did. You're right. You weren't on. You were not on. All right.
So the employees are visiting bad websites. So how are we going to do that? That's going to have to be a technical deterrent. That's going to have to be something technical we're going to put in.
Are you sure?
Oh, no. Hold on. I was going the other way. This is going to be that we even told them yet? So this is going to be what? Managerial? Yeah, managerial.
Control type. Here's our control types.
It's going to be a corrective. And then the remediation is going to be a write-up for firing.
The
Create a permissions policy, perform a security.
permissions policy.
No. Create AUP. Acceptable use policy.
Oh, yep.
Does anybody else feel like they're getting a massage? This music is like, I need like some aromatherapy going on back here.
A diffuser. No, administrative was not an option on this one, Ed Williams. And then we got our CIO. It appears that anyone could possibly walk into the server room. Uh-oh. We need it.
No.
Come on, Justin Gold.
We already know what this one is. You can tell that from the first line.
Yeah, server room. Physical.
Anybody can walk in the server room. So who watched what was that movie with the gorillas in the middle of the jungle that you like set up the guns? Man, what was that? Congo. Remember Congo?
Vaguely.
Where they were looking for the gold, and then they had those remote Gatling guns, and any movement, it just shot everybody.
Oh, yep.
That's what you're going to put in front of the server room.
And so the Rich 464 was saying for that previous answer, immediate termination and public documentation. White apes. And the control remediation. We've got install barrier, alarm, antivirus, IDS, keycard entry, and perform security audit.
So physical, preventive. Oh, it's keycard is keycard entry.
It's gotta be keycard.
Yeah, there's nothing. Is preventative? Is that the right one?
We've got control category.
Preventative.
Physical.
Physical's right for that one. Control type. It's going to be preventative because they can't get in. And then install keycard. All right, I think we're good on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2. I'm not sure about. Let's check it.
Do you want to just send it?
What do y'all think? Should we just send it?
What do you guys think? We're gonna wait to send this one. I'm wondering, is the control category going to be?
No, the control category is 100% physical. Unless you have them backwards.
Unless it's preventative and then this is physical.
Physical. The category is preventative and the type is physical. Yeah,
yes.
There you go. Do that.
Yep. And then
Eldridge Moeller says full send.
Full send.
Full send.
You ready?
Yep.
5 out of 9.
Whoa. Okay, so do we have those backwards? Wait, preventative. Hold on. Is it physical?
Come on. Let's see what it says. There are 3 categories that operate. There are 3 categories when it comes to security controls: operational, technical, and managerial.
For which one are they talking about?
Category. Operational controls are controls for the human element, for example, policies and procedures, training programs, the day-to-day. Technical controls are going to be hardware and software, operating systems. Scenario 1 needs a technical control. Oh, that's right. Wait, was it? Oh, that's scenario 2. Okay. Managerial controls relate to the oversight of a system. Examples can include risk identification and evaluation and selection of other security controls. Scenario 2 and 3 need managerial controls.
Wait, drop it down. Scenario 2 and 3. So we have
the managerial, right? So okay.
So the remediation control is a managerial control and physical install keycard?
So we're good here. Managerial.
A physical control type. So the control type is physical. What's the control category for 3? Operational.
Scenario 3 needs a physical control type.
Yep, we have
We
that.
are right there. And scenario 2 needs a deterrent control type. Oh. Okay.
An AUP isn't a deterrent. Sorry. It's a policy that's put in place.
So
I
we
mean,
said-
I guess you could say it's there to deter, but come on.
right. And
So-
technical?
Technical. That's not deterrent, right? The last tag we need.
Yeah, it said technical for the deterrent category.
Technical, deterrent, and then IDS.
Oh, yep.
But IDS isn't a deterrent.
It's not.
That's after an IDS is
Detecting.
that's detecting. Yeah,
As it's going in. Yeah. Like,
that means they're already on the, like, that's not deterring anybody. They're already in there. That's a detection. It's not IPS. It's not preventative.
and then managerial.
And for that one, that's supposed to be create AUP, and then they're going to want
Operational.
no, they want a deterrent on that one.
I bet this is detective. Has to be.
Yeah, that has to be detective.
The control category, again, as we said, was managerial,
Managerial, physical,
physical, and then key card. 9 out of 9. Let's go! CompTIA. All right, couple more. These take a minute. Let's compare and contrast social engineering techniques because those haven't
Ooh.
changed too much, and this will be fun. Yep, time to chat GPT it. You ain't got to shout, Laura. Chat's getting... All right, woo!
I'm with you, Laura. I scream it out loud. Come on, get it right.
You're a new security support specialist for a large shipping and logistics organization. In your role, you provide support to your organization's internal users via help desk ticketing system. Currently, you're reviewing, assessing, and diagnosing recent support tickets that are not in your support system's ticket queue. Each ticket provides a description of the issue and, in some cases, additional notes from other technicians. It is important to note that many end users are not technical savvy. Therefore, some descriptions may require close review to interpret and understand the user's issues. This is like a help desk question. There are 3 tickets that currently need your attention. So we're at a SOC, we're sitting in a SOC, and I guess we're getting some tickets. Clocked in, checked our emails. A lot going on here.
Ooh. Wait, this is social engineering?
This is compare and contrast, wow. Compare and contrast social engineering techniques, performance-based question.
You got a ticket? You got a ticket about social engineering. All right. So what is it? Message 1. So we need to figure out, we need to diagnose.
Yeah, we're working
the
on a
tactic
stock or
and the-
something, and this is just the tickets that get carried over, and this is our shift. And the question is just from our tickets to analyze and figure out which social engineering technique.
No, Angular, YouTube is not messed up. We're over on Slay Security Plus. So we look on YouTube. I push this out to my channels. Some of you guys are probably over there. Come over and look on YouTube for Slay Security Plus.
Do you drop it in chat?
Well, I think they're over on my side. I'll work on getting them the link so they can come over.
Oh, we're here.
I think they're over on my YouTube.
There we go. What are we doing here? All right. Message. This is going to be small print, so I don't know. When we try to make it big, it gets all funky. The wrapping gets weird, and then I spin. Oh, wait. Boom. I received an email from a routine vendor asking for a copy of a purchase order. They are always friendly and ask how everyone is. They asked if it was okay to send the purchase order back for an update. An hour later, I received an email with a purchase order document attached. I clicked it and opened it. It was a document that asked to verify banking information, which I provided. Help! This is coming from Tier 1 support notes. It was updated, looks like yesterday, September or July 31st. It hasn't been updated. Oh, CompTIA, that's awesome. Anybody notice something funny in the year and the months?
I want to know. I want everybody to notice that this is something that really does happen.
Right.
Like this isn't just this happens daily. I received an email from a routine vendor asking for a copy of a purchase order. They are always friendly to ask for everyone. So so you want to know where my mind goes with this right away? They got an email from a vendor, from a friendly vendor that they always get an email from. Did they actually check the email address that it's coming from? Or did they just look at the username that came through? Because that is what gets everybody. They just say, oh, look, it just came from the Cosmic Cowboy. I get it all the time. He always sends it, but it wasn't really his email address that it came from. All right, anyway. I'm off on a tangent.
That's was okay. Send a purchase order back for an update. An hour later, receive an email with a purchase order document. So we don't see. Is it phishing?
Okay, so I received an email from a routine vendor asking for a copy of a purchase order.
A routine vendor.
They are always friendly and asking how everyone is. They ask if I was okay to send if it was okay to send a purchase order back for an update. An hour later, I received an email with a purchase order document attached. This is 100% phishing. I clicked on it and I opened it. It was a document that was asked to verify. So this is phishing. They're trying to get you to click on something. This is probably going to be...
we got typo squatting, spoofing, rat, logic bomb, keylogging bot.
It's not a logic bomb. I would almost go with a rat. Because they're sending something attached.
It was asked to verify banking information. I think it's a spoof. It's spoofing.
You think spoof?
Yep, it's a fish. It's a fake email. It's made to look so the fish went through. Let's see what the tactic.
I clicked on and opened the document that asked to verify banking. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, so they open the document. There's a problem number 2 because it actually could have been a rat. There could have been something attached to it. But yes, they spoofed that to get that person to send the information over. So 53 Bitcoins were available for transfer to my wallet. Well, you 100% do.
Yeah, I mean, don't even ask it. Don't even run it.
That's not even. I mean, are we really
spoofing?
Asking that?
I think we're good on spoofing. What was the adversarial tactic? Authority, consensus, familiarity, social proof. Yep, yeah, familiarity. All right, we worked our way through that one. Everybody agree?
Yep.
Let's check out this one. Ooh, we're making Cincinnati chili tonight. Oh, I'm excited.
Cincinnati chili. Is that that like stuff, man? Is that that crazy chili that's got all this junk all over it?
No, it's just like it's just a bunch of rich spices, and then you cook it down, and it's basically just chicken. It's the chili, and you can put it on hot dogs, but traditionally it's put on spaghetti noodles with just onions. Yeah, it's just crazy. Onions and cheese. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. It tastes like I can't explain it. You put cocoa in it, and there's cinnamon.
Oh,
so good. I know, but dude, I make a Texas chili, dude. That will
Texas chili, yeah.
Which is not that one, but I can make a killer Texas chili. Even you'd like, I think. All right, this is service ticket. It's coming from submitted by Catherine James, a purchasing temp. I received an email from IT to install the remote app to fix my PC.
Problem.
I had to ship out a few boxes, so I let the person work as he was in a rush. When I came back, my computer was on pornography site and keeps doing pop-ups. I have to think about that one. What were you fixing anyways?
And what network admin is allowing pornography to go through the firewall?
Well, clearly saying there's some issues going on with this company, organization, cyber.
Oh, I know spices. All right, so this one's definitely going to be a Greek.
So Jonathan says, I don't know about spoofing. It was just a similar email address on the last one. No. It wouldn't be the email address that was being spoofed, Jonathan. The email itself that was asking for the banking information was a spoof. Is the spoof.
So Laura Flores, she says, do we actually need to blacklist Pornhub? So, to let y'all know, here in Texas, it's actually blocked. You cannot get to
At all?
porn sites in Texas now. You actually have to sign up. You cannot just go.
What about from your home computer? Can you?
No, not from your phone, from anywhere. You actually
Texas
have to,
lassoing by the law.
I'd throw it up on screen, but we're not going to do that. But you can actually go, like if you go to a site, like Pornhub, like what she's got on there, it pops up with a message and it says you are logging in basically because IP addresses are basically GPS devices.
Yeah.
And it basically says, hey, you're logging in from an IP address within the boundaries of Texas. To access this site, you have to create an account. So yeah. Anyway, all right. Number 2.
Diagnosis. I received an email from IT to install a remote. I let the customer. I let the support person. This is such a poorly written question. I received an email from IT to install the remote app to fix my PC. It just says that just received an email. I had to ship out a few boxes, so I let the support person work as he was in a rush.
So what I'm gathering is that she received an email from IT to install a remote app for her PC. So she installed the remote app and then whoever it was got on her machine and continued to work. She had to go do something, so she walked away and that person was on the machine to remotely fix whatever the issue is, which that would be...
Laura Flores says hoaxing?
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably a hoax. Yeah, that's the only thing I can come up with on here. That's a hoax.
The adversary
technique is going to be it's got to be like a rat, maybe. It's not a logic bomb because they actually...
Backdoor.
There you go.
Well, what does the chat think? We have watering hole, typo squatting, spoofing, farming, logic bomb, key logging, credential harvesting, bot, backdoor. Remember, logic bomb is that piece of malware or whatever that is set for when certain parameters are met a certain day or time, when your name gets moved from the active employee to the terminated employee list, when some sort of parameters are met, the logic, if then, do this, is satisfied, the bad thing happens.
Yeah, so basically you downloaded something on your machine and it said... in it says, hey, at 3 p.m. on Monday, fire off. So at 3 p.m. on Monday, or if you're a very lucky company, at 6 a.m. on Monday, it fires off and destroys all your computers. So we got backdoor. Adversary tactic is going to be familiarity again.
I would say trust.
Oh, is it trusting? Okay, trust. There you go.
You trust that it's IT.
God, they're the same. They're pretty much the same thing.
I know. I'm glad that 701 cleaned this up a little bit. Last one, and then we're going to roll into our classic multiple choice questions.
I received a call from one of our vice presidents. This is going to be authority. Well, he said he was a vice president. Wait a second. I received a call from our vice president, but he said he was the vice president. Don't really know if he is. Some companies just have vice presidents all over the place.
The vice president called because he was angry that faxes weren't working. The vice
back in 1990.
Vice president calling me.
Angry the faxes are not working. I'm new here and thought it was best to help him. He sent me a file he needed faxed ASAP. I opened it and there was no document. It's weird, but every hour my applications close and my computer reboots. I keep losing my work.
You're probably losing more than just your work. Just want to throw that out there.
So this is what we just talked about.
Maybe some data.
So the diagnosis is going to be hoaxing.
I received.
It's not smishing.
A call.
Oh, okay, vishing. There you go. I received a call. Yep, perfect.
Vishing voice.
Phishing
Voice phishing.
Adversary tactic is definitely gonna be a logic bomb. Because it's firing off every hour. Gotta be a logic bomb.
It could be credential attack or lunchtime attack when you're really hungry and the hunger just hits.
Lunchtime attack?
Logic
what
bomb.
the hell? What the hell's
It's
a
weird, but
lunchtime
every
attack?
hour.
Never heard of it.
I think it's just a funny answer.
Hey, Chat
Angular,
GPT,
I
where's
just
a
got
lunchtime
home.
attack?
Now I'm going to get some dinner. I'll see most of you tomorrow morning.
Right
Have a
on.
good dinner, Angular. What are you eating for dinner? Did you put it in chat? I guess it could be logic bomb.
It's logic bomb. It's every hour, so it's a logic bomb. Because if it reboots, so if it's 8 a.m. and it reboots, right? So it reboots, comes back up, then it says, hey, in an hour, redo it again. So boom, does it again in an hour. Do it again, boom,
right.
and again in an hour.
Yeah, you're probably right. Or I'm gonna throw this out there. Is it could be again a backdoor
It could,
when they click.
but then you got somebody sitting there every hour,
right,
rebooting your machine.
or it's automated. But yes.
Yeah. Hey, but if it's automated, does that mean it's a logic bomb?
I received a call from one of blah 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 blah. Adversary tactic, trust, urgency, social proof, consensus, authority.
Authority.
Authority,
authority.
right?
Yeah, vice president.
Send it. What do we think? And that's how you do it on the test. You just send it. We gotta send
Just
it,
gonna,
right?
just gonna
Let's go.
send it.
We got 3 out of 9 correct.
What?
Let's
Hold on, jot
fly
that down.
through
What all
these
did
to
we
the-
get wrong?
In the first ticket, the purchasing temp received an email from a routine vendor. The attacker used tactic familiarity. That's correct. How everyone in the setting of tone of comfortability. The diagnosis is a spear phishing attack, as the attacker directed the message specifically to the temp of
Oh,
the purchasing
come on.
department.
Okay.
That's
I didn't
Okay.
even see spear phishing on there. I just saw phishing. I'll take the hit on that one. I saw fish and said, let's go with phishing. But what is the spoofing? The adversary spoofing?
that's brutal. That's brutal. Tier 1 support notes. They want you to look at the actual notes. So you're supposed to look at this like an actual ticket.
Where's the note?
Up here, it's received from Jim at Top Supply with the number instead
that's
of the...
exactly what I said, though.
You did say that?
Yes. So when we were talking about that, I said, hey, but what we need to realize is it actually coming from the right address? Right? Did it come from just because it came from Cosmic Cowboy doesn't mean that it actually came from
You're right.
Cosmic
I remember,
Cowboy's-
and you know what? I was preparing what I was going to say next, and I was not active listening.
I didn't even think about that. So what does it say? That's still spoofing.
Typo
it saying?
squatting. Typos? No, that's not.
That's not typo
That's
squatting.
not typo squatting.
Is that what they're saying it is?
Yes.
Typo squatting.
No,
so
no.
that's wrong.
No.
Typo squatting is like creating Google.com and making it like Goggle.com,
Right.
or like making like or spell
do
Google
this.
with two zeros and not two O's. That is not typo squatting. This method is a trickery of typo squatting. They're full of junk.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you guys hung out for some PBQs. Real quick before we move into our live questions, this is what PBQs look like on the other exam. Let's go through some just so you can see what they look like. We won't go through them. But really what they are is they're just these performance-based questions where you do some dragging and dropping. You might be turning things on. A lot of it's going to be in drop-down menus, right? You're setting up an incoming mail server. So this can get a little bit heady when you're studying for your Security Plus. I don't know if the 701s are much more simple.
That's nice. I want to see that. Like I need to play Jerry's his little infographic for that one. I like seeing that one.
So this, and from the people that have studied with the Cert Master, they did say that the Cert Master, which is what we're using, is significantly harder than the actual ones. If that gives you any hope, we go, oh my gosh, I hope they're not actually that hard. They are hard, but they're not quite this difficult. All right, let's roll into the live questions. We're going to go right back into where we left off before Zach Hill joined us last week. This is our live quiz and testing method. Basically, what we're going to do is fire this thing up in full screen.
Just say, let's drop off Lara's comment so we can.
Oh, gyro bowls. Yep, my bad. In host mode.
That way we can see this, and that way I can pop in. All right, Vvox.
Broke Hacker says this was difficult. If you come into the PBQs without any technical experience and you just study the theory stuff only, it can be a little difficult for people. Or if you like didn't say like, I don't need Net Plus, I don't need to understand protocols, ports, firewall configurations. I'm just going to study the Security Plus book and then roll into it. It could be difficult.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. It's difficult for me because I deal with that stuff daily and I look at that in a completely different mind frame than what a book does. So
right,
like, that's not what that's supposed to be.
And that is one of the issues that I've seen and with people that come in to take Security Plus or that are students of Slay Security Plus are the folks that have been in the industry for 20 years or they've been in for 5 years, but they know how it, and then they go to get their certification, they're studying. A lot of times they'll look at the answers that are given and they go, wait a minute, the correct answer in the real world of cybersecurity or IT is not even listed. And that's when you have to understand that CompTIA just wants you to pick from the ones that they give you, which can be frustrating.
Like port 80.
Right. Come on. Let's go. So this is what we do. I'm going to read the question, and then you're going to vote with the answer by scanning the QR code or go to vvox.app, and then our ID is 104-515-860. Scan the QR code, and it will take you right to these live practice questions. Let's go. A company's email server has received an email from a third party. We did this one last week, and it's not time friendly. I don't want to do it again. Let's go to where we left off, which was
what answer did it give for that?
Was
it DKIM?
Or
was it SPF?
DMARC, because Joseph said that DKIM and SPF together basically make DMARC.
Right.
And or maybe you said that actually.
But the thing is this also says that the specific email server it doesn't come from, and usually the server itself is attached to SPF. We could go into the way that this actually works, but SPF is the policy that you put in. So in your SPF record is what you say it's coming from
authorized servers or not.
This IP address or this DNS for the server. That's what goes in the SPF record. And the DKIM is actually the keys of the server that you click that authorize it, and then DMARC makes up both of those together to say that yes, it passed the sender policy framework, yes, it passed the domain key identification, so yes, this is good. If it failed one of those, then it fails DMARC.
Right.
And that I don't know. That's kind of a gotcha question.
It like from the choices, SPF and DKIM to make DMARC are the correct, but I see what you're saying because it's asking about does not match a list of authorized devices. That if it's not going to go through one, then why would it go through the other?
Right.
An audit. I like this. A recent audit has found that existing password policies do not include any restrictions on password attempts, and users are not required to periodically change their passwords, which the following would correct these policy issues. These questions are from SYO-701, and they are Professor Messer questions, just so everybody's on the same page. A, password complexity. B, password expiration. C, password reuse. D, password lockout. Or E, password managers. So select 2 from this list.
The real answers aren't in here.
There's audio. You guys went away for a minute.
I said there you go, Ed Williams. SPF ensures only authorized servers can send the emails on your behalf, 100%. DKIM adds the digital signature, and DMARC acts as the vigilant gatekeeper enforcing the authentication policies. So DMARC then points back and says, yes, DKIM came through. Yes, SPF came through correctly. So you're okay. That's kind of why I was getting at SPF, because it was specifically saying one specific server. And you can have a whole bunch of different specific servers. You can have a whole bunch of different servers.
So this is a decent example of a really easy, what I think should be for all of us in the security world, should be a very, very straightforward question. And you should be able to answer this using deduction.
Yeah.
All right. Users, okay, the first thing. Let's go with the first thing. Do not include any restrictions on password attempts. Of these options, which one satisfy password attempts? Complexity? No. Expiration? No. Reuse? Potentially, but not what we're thinking. Password managers, not necessarily. Account lockout, right? That classic thing, you do it more than 3 times and you get locked out. And users are not required to periodically change their passwords. Which of the following would correct these policy issues? Well, password complexity doesn't affect changing their passwords. Reuse? It doesn't say anything about reuse. Looks like that's all fine and dandy.
But it does say periodically change their passwords. This is where it gets a little crazy, right?
Yep.
Because go for it.
Well,
you're going to say the same thing I am.
Yeah, go for it. No, I've been jaw jacking all day.
I was going to say, you can expire the password, but if you don't actually have it set to reuse, guess what you can do? Reuse the same password. So, in all reality, I think the answer to this is an expiration, but you can't really have expiration without reuse if you don't want them to be able, if you want them to change their password. You have to be able to say you cannot reuse that same password.
Yeah. Because otherwise,
if my password is password, and then you say, okay, it expired, I need you to change it, and you go, okay, I'll change it to password, I'm still reusing password. And yeah, it just ran out for 35 days or 60 days or 180 days. But if somebody had my password within those 180 days and I just changed it to password again, guess what? It's still the same password. Without reuse.
Without reuse.
Laura's in the... She knows where we're at.
Here we go. Let's see what the survey says. Account locker, a locker, and password expiration. B, a password expiration in account lockout passwords would require a password change after the expiration date. An account lockout would disable an account after a predefined number of unsuccessful login attempts.
If this was a real question on a test, this is one I would like star something next to it.
If it was old school handwritten like it was when I was a kid in school, I would write something to the professor next to the question.
So does when you take this test, do they give you the ability to like mark it for, like if something were to come across like that, there are some tests where you can mark it. So go back, and then if something happens, you can mark it and go to like CompTIA and say, hey, look, this was the test that came through, or this is the answer. You basically you're asking for 2 answers. You should be asking for 3, or you need to change the wording.
No, that's not an option. And in fact, something to know about CompTIA is they actually will give you, it's going to feel like an extra workload, but they actually test beta questions and other Security Plus questions that are not worth any points. They're just blank questions. And so you may get those when you take your exam. If you get something that you're like, this just doesn't sound like anything I went over, it's probably a beta test question for a different exam or for upcoming Security Plus questions.
Right.
They do that to some people. Well, in every test. An internal audit has discovered 4 servers that have not been updated in over a year, and it will take 2 weeks to test and deploy the latest patches. Which of the following would be the best way to respond to this situation in the meantime? A, purchase cybersecurity insurance.
Yeah, 100% do that now.
Implement an exception for all data center services. C, move the servers to a protected segment. Or D, hire a third party to perform an extensive audit.
An internal audit has discovered that you have 4 servers that have not been updated over the year, and it will take 2 weeks to test and deploy the latest patches. Which of the following would be the best way to quickly respond to the situation in the meantime?
I love that. Purchase insurance. Implement an exception for all data centers. So this is that would like bring your business down.
Well, so implement an exception for all data centers. No, in this question, it doesn't say anything about data center. So that doesn't mean that the servers are in a data center or not in a data center. So I have no idea if they're in a data center. So I don't know why I would
move the servers move the servers to a protected segment.
So for me, out of all of these, the only one that even comes close to making sense
is purchase cybersecurity insurance.
Is move them to a protected segment. But here's the catch 22 with that. If you're moving them to a protected segment, you still have to. These servers are being used, so if they're moving to a protected segment, whoever's accessing still has to have access to them. So even if I'm say they're on VLAN 10, right, and all of our users are on VLAN 9, and those are on 9, or everybody's on VLAN 10, right? And then we go, oh, let's move them to a protected segment. Let's put them on VLAN 10 as a protected segment. Everybody on 10 still needs to access
the servers, yeah,
on that protected segment. So in theory, you go, well, yeah, they're on their own segment. They're protected. But I think the answer to this is going to be protected segment. In reality, it's probably purchase cybersecurity insurance. Because if they get popped, that's probably what it's going to need. But I would probably say protected segment.
Love that somebody in chat or one of our students tonight selected purchase cybersecurity insurance, because that's like awesome to me. Move the servers to protected segments. Segmenting the servers to their own protected network would allow additional security controls while still maintaining the uptime and availability of the systems. But to what you were saying,
yeah, you're not putting any controls in to alleviate access to it, because you can't remove the access. So now, granted, putting them on their own segment at that point, if something does happen, you can remove access from this. You can segment that access off right away. Boom, right? So if somebody actually does pop that server or one of those servers and is on that and using that as a jump box or something, then yeah, you can cut the segment off. You could secure the segment, but still.
Checking in with the family, see where we're at our time. See how my eldest daughter got some vaccines yesterday. Two shots, one on each leg, and one of them has like 3 different things inside of it.
Oh yeah, she got that.
We did all the research.
Booster?
I don't remember which one it was. She's 3, but her
like
legs are like
tap and all these other.
Yep, her legs are immobilized, and so I can hear her like trudging her way. Yeah. A company is creating a security policy for corporate mobile devices. Could be a keyword. All mobile devices must be automatically locked after a predefined time period. The location of each device needs to be traceable. All of the user's information should be completely separate from company data. Which of the following would be the best way to establish these security policy rules? A, segmentation, B, biometrics, C, COPE, or D, MDM. I think COPE means, what is it? Corporate owned, personally, corporate owned.
I don't know what it sounds right.
It's corporate owned
personal device, but
oops. Corporately owned, personally enabled.
Enabled. That's what it was.
Chat. A company's created a policy for corporate mobile devices.
Let's segment them. Let's just segment everything.
Biometrics can definitely.
This one's a very easy one. This one's easy.
It really should be, because you've been studying, right? You've been going to the. Something I wanted to bring home. If you're just joining us for Security Plus, Slay Security Plus, or you're studying for your exam, in theory, you shouldn't have to spend any more than your certification cost. There's enough free information, but if you spent the 30 or 50 bucks to get the notes and the practice exams from Professor Messer, you watch his video series, and then you came here every week for the live study sessions, that is more than enough to pass. 100% guarantee it. So if you've been studying, some of these terms should be familiar. Corporate owned, personally enabled. Corporate mobile devices. It doesn't say corporate owned. I don't think they're corporately owned. I think this is asking us to probably have some kind of mobile device management policy. What would you think, BSEC?
Yep, MDM.
MDM. Personally enabled, Diamond Stump says. Corporate owned, personally enabled. We're catching up on chat. I'm sorry.
No, we don't read chat.
We do. I'm getting better at it, y'all. I'm getting better at it.
The chat all the way through here.
You are. That's one of the very, very, very awesome reasons I love having co-hosts like you and Joseph is to help with chat, especially when it gets wily. Backflips, my friends. I'm going MDM. I'm going MDM too. A mobile device manager provides a centralized management system for all mobile devices. From this central console, security administrators can set policies for many different types of mobile devices.
This was something I talked about this morning when they were asking about Intune. That is what Intune is. It's a mobile management device.
Oh, okay.
Mobile device management.
When I left the school, they were preparing to figure out how to handle mobile phones. A security engineer runs a monthly vulnerability scan. The scan doesn't list any vulnerabilities for Windows servers, but a significant vulnerability was announced last week, and none of the servers are patched yet. Which of the following best describes this result? A, an exploit, B, compensating controls, C, a zero-day attack, or D, a false negative?
Yeah, read that one carefully before you decide. This was the Intune? Huh? This was the Intune? Like we're all in tune right now? Is that what you're saying?
She's talking about the Intune. Don't worry, you can have a mulligan. Golf or Magic the Gathering? I like golf. I like disc golf, and I'd probably be good at ball golf if I tried it. I wouldn't be a Scotty what's his bucket.
That was so awesome. It was hilarious. I can't believe
I love sports.
I cannot believe it happened.
Oh, the Nuggies getting smoked by Minnesota.
When it happened, I was getting text messages about it. Neil sent me a text message. He's like, have you seen what happened to shit? I go, wait, what? I said, yeah, when I woke up this morning. Well, it was hilarious.
Ooh, a nice lab setup. Where'd you get that lab? It's security, and so what are we looking at? Are we looking at zero-day attack, compensating controls, false negative, or an exploit? Let's really read through this. The scan doesn't list any vulnerabilities for Windows servers, but a significant vulnerability was announced last week, and none of the servers are patched yet. Which of the following best describes this result? A false negative, right?
100%.
I mean, this should be as straightforward as they get. It's telling us that it's not there, but it clearly is. It hasn't been patched yet. Now, if we knew that it had been patched, but it still came up, that'd be a false positive, right? Now, here's the thing. A zero-day attack took the majority of the votes. Remember, a zero-day attack is a vulnerability or something that can be exploited that nobody knows about yet, except for the person that discovered the vulnerability or exploit, right? So the software, the dev team doesn't know. Windows doesn't know. The security researchers, zero. Nobody, 0 day. This is saying that a vulnerability was announced last week. Well, if it's been announced, then it's no longer a zero. I mean, I don't think it's no longer a 0 day if it's been announced because people now know about it.
0 day means you do not know.
A false negative is a result that fails to detect an issue when one actually exists.
It's a window of vulnerability. Oh, Diamond Stump.
Diamond Stump is coming in hot with some funny ones tonight.
Question for the question. What's the question, Laura Flores?
What's the Flores question for the question?
Ed Williams, no. 0 day does not mean that it's not patched. 0 day, just like Jesse just said, Day means that it is unknown, meaning you've got meaning a vulnerability researcher, a hacker, somebody has found a vulnerability that can be used to attack something that nobody knows about.
Or you can create zero, or somebody, a hacker or somebody's created a 0 day. Be like, hey, I'm gonna create one and sell it, like Stuxnet. They created like 0 days for that.
Just like Broke Hacker just said right now, the 0 day means that it is 0 days since the vulnerability or since the vendor is aware of the vulnerability. They don't know about it, meaning there's 0 days. If it's Monday and you don't know about it and it gets hit, that was 0 days. If it's Tuesday and you know about it, that's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days after that, right? So Monday, if you find out about it on Monday, Sunday, it was a 0 day.
There we go. Laura Flores, I used question mark to indicate the word in my comment about Intune, meaning the Intune question. It wasn't. No, I think, BSEC, what you were saying is that question reminded you of that story that you talked about this morning.
Yeah, that was
correct?
This morning.
Can you send me the link
this morning about it?
Dr. Finest 809. Can you send me the link so I can do the test? So just go to vvox.app and use 104-515-860, or if you've got a device to send, vvox.app, and then what is it? 104-515-8. I smell something burning in the kitchen, and I hope it's not my chili. I'm like, we got a couple minutes left. It'll be the smoky version.
Ooh, smoked chili.
And as we get to the 6:12 mark, I'll let everybody know this is our final question for tonight's session of Slay Security Plus. I'd like to thank everybody here that's in chat, watching live on Team Replay, those of you from the Simply Cyber community, from the DJ BSEC community, from the Study GRC community, the Discord community, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for participating and hanging out, spending some time with us at Slay Security Plus while we crush Security Plus questions and build community at the same time.
Gotcha, Laura Flores. She wasn't asking a question. She was just making a comment about the Intune question.
Do you want to come on, Laura Flores? I'll send you the link. Well, not right now because I got to go, but if anybody in chat or watching this, if you're interested, if you're watching on Team Replay, you're like, dude, I would love to come on. I just want to jaw jank and answer some questions and do some of this live with y'all. You're welcome. This is a community-driven effort. If you want to get on, let me know. Reach out to me on LinkedIn, Discord, or say, hey, yesterday I was in the Slay Security Plus. I want to be on sometime. Hook up, and we'll get you a link, and you are welcome.
You said
next time.
Next time, you better be in here. You're going to be stuck in here with Joseph.
Joseph and I are flying tomorrow, or not tomorrow. Are we flying out tomorrow? Saturday. Joseph and I are flying out to New York, Long Island, for a wedding for a former Slay Security Plus moderator and Slay Security Plus Slayer. John Vitucci, aka Blitz, is getting married on Saturday, and Joseph and I are going to go
crash it,
man. It's going to be fun. And IT Help Desk is using automation to improve the response time for security events. Which of the following use cases would apply to this process? Escalation, guardrails, continuous integration, or resource provisioning? Space Tacos, we need to have you back on, but not for like the interview, just to come look at these questions and have fun.
Come throw down some GRC knowledge.
Yeah.
Where are you going with this one?
Automation. I'm seeing automation, and I'm seeing continuous integration. No. IT Help Desk is using automation. No, continuous integrate. You know the word I'm trying to use. Integration. That has more to do with the development side of things, right?
That to me is more like CI/CD pipelines. So continuous integration, continuous deployment.
Yeah.
As an IT help desk, you're using automation to improve the response time. You can have integration to improve the response time. I'm not sure what they're getting at with guardrails. I'm wondering if this is not just escalation, because IT Help Desk is using the automation to improve response time. So if the response time isn't there, then it automatically escalates the ticket for the security events.
Oh, improve response time. Yep. Good job, team. Ed Williams says improve response time. I think so. Let's check it out. Let's send it on that one. I wanted to vote.
We're all over the place on this one. What did we get?
The correct answer is escalation. Automation can recognize security events and escalate the security-related ticket to the incident response team without any additional human interaction. Woo!
I really wanted to like just YOLO and go take the test without ever studying for it.
I know some people in your position that have passed, and I know some people that got their butts kicked. Only because they're like, man, the answers that weren't none of the answers that are actually the way it's done were on the test, and so
yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Fun times.
Thank you for joining us for Slay Security Plus. You can catch DJ BSEC and I tomorrow morning at the Daily Cyber Threat Brief on Dr. Jerry Ozer's channel. DJ BSEC, are you doing any music, any live streams? Are you doing any concerts?
No, this weekend is a work weekend.
Cool.
And a work and a play weekend. I'm going to try and get all my work done fast. And then we have Memorial Day, so hopefully we can play this weekend too.
Hope you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. Tomorrow is my anniversary. We're going on 5 years. Pretty excited. Thanks, guys and gals. Learned a lot as always. Have a great rest of the day. Ed Williams, you as well. And to the rest of you, all-time high, Broke Hacker, Space Tacos, Lara Flores, Diamond Stump, and many, many of you that are watching and are going to watch this. Have a great evening, morning, wherever you are. Thanks for joining us for Slay Security Plus. I'm Jesse J. You are Slay. And until the next time, what do we say?